Man, sometimes I feel like I need a crypto decoder ring just to keep up with what's going on.
Right.
Like every day there's a new headline, another twist, another
Absolutely.
another big thing happening.
Yeah.
And honestly, who's got time to deep dive into all of it? Well, that's what we're doing today, folks.
That's right.
Your express lane to the biggest crypto developments, the stuff you actually need to know.
The need to know stuff, exactly.
And you know what's interesting? We're starting to see some themes emerge, some patterns from our past deep dives.
Oh, absolutely. It's all connected, isn't it?
It is. It's like building this knowledge base together.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into it. And first up, we've got to talk about Metaplanet because they are making moves with Bitcoin.
Huge moves.
Huge. Tell us about it.
Well, they just scooped up another 150 Bitcoin
Wow.
for a cool $12.5 million, which brings their total to, get this, 3,200 Bitcoin.
That's a serious stack.
It is.
I mean, that's a statement.
Big time.
And they're not even done yet.
No, not even close.
They just raised another $13.3 million through bonds, and they're saying that's going right back into buying more Bitcoin.
That's right. More fuel for the fire.
Wow.
Yeah.
This reminds me of some other big players we've talked about aiming for, like, massive Bitcoin holdings.
Oh, yeah. That's the trend we're seeing more and more of.
It definitely feels like there's a long-term game plan here.
Absolutely. It's a signal, right?
True.
It tells us that these institutions, they're seeing Bitcoin as a store of value, something worth holding on to for the long haul.
Like digital gold, almost.
Yeah, exactly. A digital gold rush.
Okay, let's switch gears a bit, because another thing we're always talking about is ETFs. And there's some interesting movement on that front.
Always something happening with ETFs, right?
Always.
So the latest is that 21 shares, they're making progress with their Polkadot ETF.
Okay.
Nasdaq's actually filed for SEC approval to list it.
Interesting.
Yeah, and here's the kicker. They're not stopping at Polkadot.
Really?
They're also looking at launching ETFs for XRP and Solana.
Wow. Okay.
Big, big moves.
That would mean even more ways for everyday investors to get into crypto.
That's the idea, right? More accessible, more mainstream.
Through these regulated channels.
Exactly.
Speaking of accessibility, Binance just launched something called Binance Alpha 2.0.
Right. Have you heard about this?
I've seen the headlines, but honestly, I'm a little fuzzy on the details.
So it's all about DeFi, decentralized finance, but trying to make it easier for the average Binance user.
Gotcha, because DeFi can be a little,
Intimidating, to say the least.
to say the least, a lot of jargon, a lot of complexity.
Right.
So what Binance Alpha 2.0 does is it lets you trade DEX tokens directly on Binance.
So those are the tokens that are used on decentralized exchanges.
Exactly, the ones that run without a central authority.
Okay, and why is that a big deal?
Well, for one, it could mean lower costs because you're cutting out some of the middlemen.
Okay.
It also aims to make things more transparent. You can see exactly what's going on.
Right.
And hopefully it'll just simplify the whole process of investing in DeFi. So it's like bringing that decentralized world a little closer to the familiar centralized exchange experience.
Yeah, kind of bridging the gap.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
All right, this next one really caught my attention.
Oh, yeah.
Xapo Bank is offering loans backed by Bitcoin.
You see, that's what I love. It's like Bitcoin is not just this thing you buy and hold anymore.
It's evolving.
It's evolving, exactly.
So how does this work?
All right, so let's say you've got some Bitcoin. You can use it as collateral to get a loan from Xapo Bank.
Okay.
They're offering up to $1 million.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
And what are the terms like?
So you can borrow between 20% and 40% of your Bitcoin's value.
Okay.
And they're emphasizing flexibility, like you can choose how you repay it, no early repayment penalties, that kind of thing.
So it's like getting access to cash without having to sell your Bitcoin.
Exactly. You're leveraging your assets.
This is huge. I mean, this feels like a major step forward for how Bitcoin can be used in the real world.
Absolutely. It opens up a whole new range of possibilities.
Okay, speaking of real-world applications, we've got some Solana news.
Oh, yeah. Solana's been making headlines, too.
So apparently the first big trade of Solana futures on the CME group, it happened before they even officially launched.
Isn't that wild?
It's like people were so eager to get in on it.
Yeah, it was a block trade executed by FalconX with StoneX.
Okay.
And a lot of people are seeing this as a sign, like, hey, Solana's got serious institutional interest.
And maybe it's another step towards a Solana ETF in the U.S.
Could be. The pieces are falling into place.
It's exciting to see how this is all unfolding. And, while we're on the topic of excitement, maybe a little less so, but definitely important, Coinbase has introduced verified tools.
Right. Security is always a hot topic, right?
Absolutely. Especially in the crypto world. So What are these verified pools all about?
So basically, Coinbase is trying to create a safer environment for people who provide liquidity on chain.
Okay, so that's like people who are making their crypto available for trading directly on the blockchain.
Exactly.
Okay.
And these verified pools are only for, verified users in certain regions.
It's like an extra layer of security and trust.
Exactly. Reducing some of the risks that come with decentralized trading.
I like it. I like it. All right. Let's shift gears again and talk about CBDCs, central bank digital currencies.
Always a hot topic.
Because South Korea, they're moving ahead with their CBDC pilot program.
They are. It's called Hang,
Okay.
and it's set to launch in April.
So they're going to have what, like regular people using this digital currency?
That's the plan. They're aiming for around 100,000 users.
Wow.
Who will be testing out tokenized deposits for everyday payments.
So it's like a real-world trial run.
Exactly. A glimpse into the future of digital fiat.
All right, now for a bit of a head-scratcher, there's been some news about Cronos and their CRO token supply.
Yes. This one's a bit complex.
Lay it on me.
So, long story short, Cronos got approval to reissue a bunch of CRO tokens that had been burned, taken out of circulation.
Okay.
Which brings the total supply back up to 100 billion.
And this has caused some controversy.
Well, there are concerns about how this decision was made, specifically the influence of votes from entities connected to Crypto.com.
Gotcha. So it raises questions about, like, decentralization and governance.
Exactly. Who really has the power in these systems?
It's a debate that's not going away anytime soon.
For sure.
All right, last but not least, we've got some potential movement on the U.S. stablecoin bill.
Yes, this is big.
So the word on the street is that a bill regulating stablecoins in the U.S. could be passed in the next couple of months.
That's what we're hearing, and apparently a key goal is to make sure the U.S. dollar stays on top in the world of on-chain finance.
So it's all about maintaining that dominance.
Exactly. The battle for the future of finance is heating up.
It sure is. Okay, so let's do a quick recap, because we covered a lot of ground today.
We did a whirlwind tour of the crypto landscape.
From institutional Bitcoin plays to the evolving world of ETFs, making DeFi more user-friendly, new uses for Bitcoin like those backed loans, and of course the ongoing developments with CBDCs and stablecoin regulations.
It's a fast-moving space.
It's mind-boggling sometimes, and it makes you wonder, as traditional finance embraces crypto more and more, what does that mean for the future?
Big question.
Big question. Like, what's the role of digital currencies going to be in the global financial system 5-10 years from now?
It's something we all need to be thinking about and discussing.
Absolutely. And we want to hear your thoughts. What stood out to you today? What questions do you have? Hit us up in the comments.
We love hearing from you.
We do. And hey, if you're enjoying these deep dives, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on the next one.
Stay tuned, folks. The crypto world never sleeps.
And neither do we.
That's right.
We'll be back soon with more insights and analysis. Until then, stay curious.
Keep learning, keep exploring.
And keep on diving deep into the world of crypto.
That's it. We'll see you next time.
See ya.